Hi, in this video, I'm going to be talking about 3 myths about meditation practice and just mindfulness in general. So, what I hear a lot from some of the clients that I work with, especially if they're beginners, is when they try the meditation practice and something uncomfortable happens, they right away say, I can't meditate. And when we go deeper, I discover that they might have thoughts that are popping into their mind and they might get distracted. They might feel a little bit overwhelmed. And there's this underlying assumption that meditation is supposed to feel calm, peaceful. It's supposed to make you feel relaxed. So there's an attachment to an outcome that people have, and supposedly these results are have to happen within like a few minutes of a meditation practice. So it doesn't work that way. And it's important to remember that our minds wander off 47% of the time. So it's natural for the mental activity to be high, especially if you are just starting out with meditation practice. Often what tends to happen in those cases is that a lot of energy is concentrated in the mind and it's not evenly distributed through the emotional body and the physical body. So it's going to take some time to unravel that and sort of invite some ease into the mind. And the more you practice, the easier it gets. And yes, with time, and sometimes for some people within a session, they are able to experience a state of just peacefulness, calmness, relaxation, release, letting go, neutrality. So all of those states are also become available. So it's important to honor your process and to release the attachment to outcome and releasing the myth that meditation practice is always going to make you feel relaxed, peaceful, and at ease. Myth number 2, and what I'm hearing also a lot is that this analogy is being used of how monks can just also like tune everything out, and there could be like chaos happening in a room or in a space, and the monks can kind of just like remain in this place of non-disturbance. So once again, this can get confused. Yes, monks have meditated for decades and decades, and so they have that capacity to stay still and to remain sort of untouched by the outside world. And if this is not something that you have been practicing for a while, most likely it's going to be difficult to tap into that state. And it can get confused with dissociation, because in that state, we also kind of like detach from everything, disconnect, and we're kind of zoned out. But in that place, we're not actually meditating because we are disconnected. There's no sense of presence there, versus when you are connected to yourself, versus when you are present with yourself and even the environment, and you're still able to maintain that sense of calmness or stillness inside. And it's important to also recognize your humanity and not to push it away because you want to get to this ideal state. It doesn't work that way. It's important to recognize that our humanness is always going to be here. So we're including our humanness. And yes, we might get into those states of transcendence where we kind of transcend certain human experiences. And nevertheless, the connection to our humanity needs to be there. It needs to be, we need to stay in contact with it. So that's myth number 2. And the last myth that I wanted to address is that meditation only happens on a meditation cushion, like when you're seated, when you're meditation, and you're like setting aside that time for practice, which is really, really important. And remembering that meditation can happen throughout your day. The way it can show up for you is when you are checking your emails. Do you just mentally scan through your emails and kind of rush through them because you need to be on top of everything? Or do you allow yourself to really connect with the person you are engaging with through that email? Are you able to breathe as you are reading that email or moving through your inbox, or already a sense of overwhelm starts to come over you. Another way it can show up is when you are, for example, walking in a park or a beach or wherever you happen to be. Are you walking with mindfulness, paying attention to your surroundings, to the sunlight or the rain, and really taking in, being present with everything that's happening inside of you and also what's happening outside of you? Mindful eating, that's another one. When you are having a meal, can you give yourself the time and space to actually taste what you're eating, what you're drinking, if you're having a beverage, and so on. So just recognizing that meditation can be as simple as you tuning into your own breath throughout the day in everything you're doing, whether you're cleaning your house, or you're talking to a friend, or you're just having fun. Are you connected to your breath? Are you aware? Are you present of what it is that's happening? So those are some of the myths that I wanted to address, and to invite you not to get discouraged if some of the difficulties or challenges start to arise, or meditation doesn't feel pleasant. In the next video, I'm going to be talking about what's called window of tolerance, how to face and deal with discomfort and tension that might arise in a meditation practice.